Before we move on to learning how to use elimination, which is sometimes quite a bit faster than substitution, I want you to go ahead and do this problem using substitution and then check your answer when you are finished. So I'm going to get you started. So this is a little different than some of the other ones, and then let you go. So notice the first equation this time is solved for x instead of y. Be really careful because a lot of the ones we had were solved for y. What we're going to do this time is we're actually going to replace the x with that. So we're going to do 2 times y plus 3 plus 5y equals negative 15. So that should get you started. Go ahead and hit pause, finish the problem up, and then check your answer. Okay, when you go through and solve this, you should find that y is negative 3, and then plug that back in to find that x is 0. So we would write that answer as 0, comma, negative 3. All right, substitution and graphing aren't always convenient. Substitution works best when you have a y equals or an x equals. Otherwise, it's easier to use something called elimination, okay, which means we are going to eliminate a variable. Remember that you are still going to have ordered pairs, so you need an x and a y, and you need to write them as an ordered pair. So what you need to do when you're doing this is the first thing is check to make sure your x's and y's are stacked on top of each other. So notice I have my x's there and my y's there. The second thing you need to do is see if you have any coefficients for your x's or your y's that will cancel. So notice in this problem I have a 4x and a negative 4x. Well, 4 and negative 4 cancel each other out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just add those two equations together, which would eliminate my x's, okay? 1y and negative 4y gives me negative 3y. Bring down your equal sign, and negative 16 and 28 gives you 12. Once you're here, we can solve very easily for y by dividing by negative 3 on both sides. So we find that y is negative 4. I need to figure out my x, so I'm going to take this negative 4 and put it back in place of this y here or the second y. Either one works, and then solve for my x. So I'm going to do 4x, don't really need that 1 there, plus, plug in a negative 4. For my y, notice the y is gone, I replaced it with a negative 4. And I'm going to solve from there. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides because it is negative to cancel it out. And I get 4x equals negative 12. If I divide by positive 4 on both sides, I get x equals negative 3. Okay, so my solution should be negative 3, negative 4. Like we did in the previous section, we can check this by plugging those numbers into my second equation. So if I do negative 4 times negative 3 minus 4 times negative 4, I should get 28. So negative 4 and negative 3, when I multiply, I get positive 12. Negative 4 times negative 4 gives me positive 16. And 12 plus 16 does give me 28. So I am in good shape. Let's try number 2 and number 3. So for number 2, notice that I have a negative 6y and a negative 6y. The problem is those don't cancel. Okay, so what I do is instead of trying to add those together, since they won't cancel out, I need to change one of the equations so they're opposites. The easiest way to do that is change all the signs in one of the equations. And typically I do the second equation, don't know why, always do. So I'm going to change that to a negative 8, a positive 6, and a negative 20. What that does is it allows me to add these two together to get 6x and negative 8x, which is negative 2x. Negative 6y and positive 6y now cancel, and 6 and negative 20 give me negative 14. If I divide by negative 2 on both sides, I find that x equals 7. Okay, so just changing the sign there really helped me so that I could cancel things out. I'm going to take that 7 and plug it back into my first x. So I'm going to do 6 times 7 minus 6y equals 6. I'm going to solve. So 6 times 7 is 42. I'm going to subtract 42 from both sides to get negative 6y equals negative 36. and then divide by -6 on both sides to get y equals +6. So my solution here is 7, 6, or 7, 6. For the next one, notice that my x's are going to cancel right away. I have a -6 and a +6, so those cancel. But my y's also cancel. I end up getting a 0 there. And on the right side, -22 plus 15 is -7. Think back to those special cases. This isn't true. That doesn't work. So if you're going to say no, that's not possible, you're going to say no solution. Okay, so write out no solution or use your empty set. Sorry, you can hear my husband in the background. Next one. Okay, again, my x's cancel. My y's cancel. So I get 0 equals -14. Okay, again, you're going to say no. So this is no solution or an empty set. And then the last one we're going to do here, notice my x's won't cancel right now because they're both positive. So I'm going to change my signs in the second equation so that I have a -8, a +y, and a +17. My 8 and -8 cancel. -4 and 1y, if you want to put that in there, give me -3y. And -20 and 17 give me -3. If I divide by -3 on both sides, I get y equals 1. Okay, you are going to take this 1 and plug it into one of the y's up top and use that to find your x then. So I'm going to do 8x minus 4 times 1 equals -20. I'm going to add 4 to both sides to get 8x equals -16, and then divide by 8, an equal sign there, to get x equals -2. Remember, as we do these, you should be able to check them all, just like we did in the last lesson, to make sure you are good. But I'll leave that up to you. So we end up getting -2 for x and 1 for y, so we have the ordered pair -2, 1. This last problem is exactly what you need to be able to do to get a 3.0 on this unit. So let's go ahead and read and underline the important information. Caitlin and Presley each offered to go to the store to purchase part of their family's Christmas meals. Caitlin spends $13 on 1 package of rolls and 1 Christmas ham, and Presley spends $43 on 11 packages of rolls and 1 Christmas ham. Find the cost of 1 package of rolls and 1 ham. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an equation for Caitlin, and I'm going to use R. So 1 package of rolls plus 1 Christmas ham was a total of $13. And then I'm going to write an equation for Presley. 11 packages of rolls and 1 ham is a total of $43. Okay, when I have this set up, notice that my h's are both +1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the signs for one of my equations, does not matter which one. I did the top one this time. So -1r and 11r gives me 10r. These cancel, and -13 and 43 gives me 30. So if I divide by 10 on both sides, I get r equals 3. I'm going to go ahead and plug this into that first equation. So 1 times 3 is 3, plus ham is 13. So if I subtract 3 from both sides, h equals 10. So a ham is $10 and rolls are $3 per package. Okay, so that's it for your 3.0. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Let us know if you need help. If not, do the practice problems, and when you are set and have checked your answers, go ahead and try the quiz. You do need to get 4 out of 5 on the quiz to be able to move on to the next lesson.